But let's invite Anand Agarwal, the CEO and Director of Sterlite Technology. Remember, now Sterlite Technology is going to be a pure-play telecom services company after the company got all the approvals to demerge their power business recently. Hi Anand, afternoon, and thanks so much for joining in. When we look at your telecom business, it's been growing pretty well. The revenue run rate was nearly about 576 crore. Your margins were steady at 21%. Give us some, now that all the approvals are in place, give us a sense of how the telecom vertical growth is going to pan out in terms of revenues as well as margins for FY17.
Sure, Rima. Good afternoon. Thanks for having me. If we see our revenues over the last 5 years for the telecom business on a pro forma basis, we're seeing the revenues growing at almost 28% year on year. We believe we'll be able to maintain or better that rate as we move forward. In terms of the EBITDA margins for the business, it's at about 21-22%, and we should be able to maintain that. But at the same time, a very healthy indicator which we have seen is our return on capital deployed. That's moved over the last 4 years from 9% to 18% this year. And that's the index that we're going to track very, very closely, because now the business is a mix of what we do in products, in software and services with different margin profiles. But the return on capital deployed will continue increasing as we keep moving forward year on year.
All right, Mr. Agarwal, that's a valid point that you make. But now that we have the demerged business already in the books, could you give us some guidance going ahead? What will the ROEs look like? Your interest cost, yet it's come down substantially. Your debt, I think, is at around 1,000 crores. Will you look to bring that down further as well from these levels? And are you planning on any inorganic expansion as well going ahead?
Sure, Nigel, in terms of return on equity, so return on equity post-tax, we have done 20% this year, and we believe it should get better as we move forward. Rightfully, our debt will keep reducing as with the cash that we are generating from the businesses. So year on year, the clear focus is for us the cash that we generate. We have 3 uses. We return almost 1/3 of that back to shareholders as dividends. We reduce debt, and we use part of it for growth. And growth will come both from any capabilities or capacities that we do, and could come from inorganic opportunities as well. So we are pretty open to that.
Mr. Agarwal, could you give us some numbers then? What will your debt look like by the end of this year? It's already at around 1,000 crores post this demerger.
Yeah.
So by the end of this year, what could it look like? And also in terms of opportunities, how much are you looking to spend?
In terms of debt, I won't have an exact number. It should come down by a couple of 100 crores, but we'll get better color of it as we move quarter on quarter. In terms of opportunities, clearly, over the last few years, we have spent in increasing our capacity for optical fiber from 12 to 20 and optical fiber cable from 8 to 15 million. Next few years, we're going to focus on taking the fiber capacity from 22 to 30 million over the next 2-3 years, and we'll be spending about 100 to 120 crores year on year. So that will be the spend on the capacity front. On capability front, we're going to be open in terms of acquiring anything which fits the portfolio. Right now, it's difficult to give an exact number to that perspective.
Okay, so your fiber capacity will go up from 22 million to 30 million. Capex will be 100 to 120 crore, and you're open to acquisitions. Any new orders that you're likely to win? Recently, you won the Jaipur Smart City. Give us a few, opportunities in the near term in terms of deal wins or products or services that you could launch.
So Rima, we'll continue to see a few more of smart city opportunities coming up. The earlier list of 20 as well as the new list of 13 which has been released by the government. We see great level of activity happening in at least the first 20 smart cities. So we believe over the next few months we'll see a few more smart city events. We will continue to go stronger on the telco 4G rollout. Over the next few months, we also see the next phase of national optical fiber network orders getting released. So all the segments, whether it is the telco, the smart city, the rural broadband, as well as the next phase of defense build out happening, will see activity clearly within the next 6 to 7 months.
Okay, we'll leave it at that, Anand. Thanks so much for joining in. By the way, those are PVR's numbers.